my subscribers made a suggestion that I do a recipe of cabbage soup like it was done during the Depression and before that. And since I have some salt pork here and things of that sort and everything necessary, I'm going to make that today. Today's Sunday, and I think I'll make it in the crock pot. That'll be the easy way. So here goes. It's going to be cabbage like I had when I was a kid. And big Great Depression, and when money was so tight that there just wasn't any of it, and most everything that you got to eat you had to raise it yourself. Well, this is salt pork. It's pork belly like bacon, but it's not bacon. Bacon is cured a totally different way from salt pork. It's cured in a marinade, and the salt pork is cured by rubbing the outside of the meat with pickling salt or curing salt, which is basically sea salt plus some sodium nitrate. You can buy it already mixed with the proper amounts if you wanted to make your own, but it's getting awfully hard to find anymore. In fact, I don't know where Frida found this, but she wanted some with some beans, but I'm going to make at least half of it here with this cabbage. Now, the first thing I want to do is remove some of that salt. It's got way too much salt in it, or more than I'd want in the soup. This is hot water, tap water here in the bowl, and I'm going to put this meat in here to remove part of the salt. It won't remove all of it. You have to actually boil it to get most of the salt out, but hot water will take out a lot of it, bring it down to about the right amount of salt for making the soup. You see how cloudy the water is getting there? That's salt coming out. Now I'm going to soak that for a few minutes there and get that much of the salt out of it. I've squeezed as much water as I can out of that, and so I'll throw that in the bottom to start with. And now I'll start putting together the vegetables that I'm going to use in making this. I'm going to use about a half an onion in here. Just rough chop it, that's all it needs. And that will go in a pot. Next comes some cabbage. This is a nice green cabbage here. It was 49 cents a pound at Walmart. And Frida bought this head there. You just can't buy anything to eat anymore for 49 cents a pound. It just is one of the cheapest things that you can get it, and it's pretty good. Now I'll dice that up. It's kind of a rough chop that I want to put on it. All that goes in the crock pot too. Like I guessed about the right amount on there. And finally, in the vegetables, I've got some peas and carrots here. That ought to be about enough of those. Now a couple, 3 bay leaves. There's 1, 2, 3. That ought to be enough. I'll make it 4. And I'm going to use just store-bought chicken broth here. And since the garlic is almost empty, I'm just going to use some chicken broth in here to be sure to get it all out. And I'll put in the chicken broth. How about that? Took the box exactly. Now finally some pepper on top of it. I'm not going to put any salt in because I think there will be enough salt from the meat, but I can add salt later. So now this goes on and let it do its thing. Well, after about 4 hours in the slow cooker, it's now on the table and ready to eat. We'll try it out and see what we think. You already had a bite of yours. What do you think, hon?
It's good.
You like cabbage soup?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Do you remember when it was touted as being a weight loss thing? If you ate a bowl of that cabbage soup every day instead of a meal, you'd lose weight?
Yeah, I remember that.
Okay, let's see how this tastes. You know, this is more like the Depression that they made in the Depression years. They made soup out of them then, and They didn't have the smoked sausage to put in them, but they did have salt cured bacon. That's pretty good stuff. Easy made, cheap. So God bless America, God bless Texas. In what other state would you find a sign like this? Bye.